All right, guys, welcome back to Fully Funded Scholarship. I'm Moses, and today we are going to be looking at important documents for every scholarship applicant. So, whether you are international scholarship applicant or you're international student, these documents are very, very necessary for your application to be what to be successful. So we're going to be looking at a few of them. So sit tight as we start this particular journey. Once again, my name is Oparisi. So first of it is that what's a scholarship? Now, scholarship, I think I wouldn't define it much as most of us here may have would have known what it means. Scholarship is an opportunity or a medium to study in which your tuition will be paid, or a funded study, or a study whereby you are opportune and privileged to go to study a course, to carry out a particular program, and your tuition is being paid by a particular agency. So that's what scholarship is all about. So now let's look at what does it. Let's now look at the documents that are involved or that are needed for scholarship applicants. You see, as much as a scholarship is very important to make your study go well, it's actually like a burden off your shoulder to make your studies to be fast. It's very important to make your study go well. It's actually like a burden off your shoulder. Make your studies to be fast. Okay, so like I was saying, I say scholarship is like a burden off your shoulder. It's like a financial burden off your shoulder. A situation whereby someone pays for your tuition, most especially, which is usually the basic item in every scholarship, your tuition, be it partial tuition or full tuition. Then every other thing, some other things might actually follow, but the basic that this person will actually take care of is usually your tuition. So let's look at those items that will be needed for your scholarship to be smooth as especially as an international student. So the first on the list, I would say, is your travel passport. So I have my passport here. So this is my passport. I think I'll just, this is my name on it here. I don't know if you can see my picture. But you can see that's my passport over there. This is it. So your passport is your number one thing that you need as an international student. So why do you need your passport? Your passport is what determines or is what tells scholarship agencies or scholarship bodies or scholarship foundation that you are a true citizen of this particular nation that you are applying to that scholarship from. So there is kind of limited argument. There is no argument as to whether you are the student. You are from this. You are from this country. You are not from this country. There is no kind of anything like that. So that's what one of the key things that your travel passport actually does to you if you are applying for a scholarship. Then the next thing, it contains your date of birth. It contains your date of birth, your nationality. In fact, it contains almost every details about you. So that's the need for your passport. So once again, This is my passport over here. As an international student, this is my passport over here. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is what we call your degree certificate and your transcript. So this is my degree certificate over here. I graduated from Delta State University. So that's my degree certificate I just displayed on the screen now. So your degree certificate is like a document that ascertains that you have graduated from a particular higher institution and that you graduated in a particular year, the month you graduated with, the grade you graduated with, or the class of degree or the class of honor rather that you graduated with from that particular university. So that's the next thing that is also actually needed from you. Then the next on the list that acts like a brother or a friend to that degree certificate is what we call a transcript. So your transcript is basically like a document. Your transcript is like a document, like I said, it's a supporting document to your degree certificate. So your transcript is like a document that supports or powers or give an encouragement to your degree certificate, claiming to tell scholarship agencies that you actually graduated from this university, you graduated, these are the recent number of years you spent in that university, these are the courses you took, these are the grades you took, you had in those several courses. So that's what those particular that's what your transcript is all about. So it tells the course you studied, the year you entered, the year you got admission, the year you graduated, the number of years you spent in the university or in a particular higher institution, the courses you took, the grades you had in each of those courses that you took, and including the CGPA that you actually graduated with in that particular university. So that's the work of your transcript. And I always advise, I always suggest and recommend that if you are an applicant, there's what we call a student copy that every university usually issue. You can just apply to your university for you to get a student's copy. So let's assume that maybe you're an applicant or you're an aspiring international student, and so maybe you've not had one university in mind yet that you intend to pursue your further studies with. You can just get this student copy transcript, and when scholarship agencies need it, you send a soft copy to them. Now the next is what we call English language proficiency test score. So what's the work of the English language proficiency test score? Now, English language proficiency test score is a two-way something. We have the English language proficiency test score, or let me just use the word test scores. Test scores. Now, your test scores can come in two categories. One, it can be either in English language or any other language, depending on the country you are moving or relocating to pursue that your further degree. Let's assume maybe you are pursuing an admission in Japan, and your course will be the medium of instruction will be in Japanese language. You will not be requiring an English language certification if your course will be delivered in Japanese language. What you will need will be a Japanese language proficiency test course to prove or to ascertain that you can speak Japanese fluently, and just like that. Then the next thing again that you'll be needing also, okay, so that's for English language and Japanese. Then let's also move forward and let's also look at maybe you studied in English, but your country the country you are relocating to is not is also an English country, but your country's official language or their country's first language is not English. So there's what we call exemption or proof of English as a medium of instruction. So it's like an exemption from a proficiency test course, which is IELTS, exempting you from writing an IELTS, a TOEFL, GMAT, and the rest of them. So you that letter is usually is usually given by your university that you graduated from, ascertaining that your previous studies or your previous learning was carried out in English, or English was the medium of instruction in which you used to carry out that particular learning. So with that, you no longer pay for you will not you there will be no need for you to write any English language proficiency test score. So this is like your university giving an affirmation that yes, you can speak English fluently, you can communicate in English language without any barrier. So that's the work of the that test score waiver. So it's popularly called test score waiver or proof of language proficiency test score waiver. Then the next on the list is letter of recommendation. So your letter of recommendation is like a testament about you, the things you can do, the things you cannot do, by a previous professor or a dean or somebody who is of an authority in your previous school or your previous let's just use the word your previous school. So this letter of recommendation is usually three of them is usually requested. Maybe two from professors from your previous university or the university you graduated from. There may be one from an employer depending on the scholarship agency. However, in some cases, they might request that the three of them should be from professors of the university that you actually graduated from. So whichever the case may be, you can just do that. Then the next on the list, okay, I have two particular reference letter here from one is from my professor, then one is from my senior, or let me say my boss in the office. Then the next item, I think we've taken about 5 items. Okay, the next important item is your CV. Your CV is a sample of my CV over here. So your CV is like a document that indicates it's like the entirety of your information, your date of birth, your career, the job experiences you've had, the educational background, the educational certification and educational qualification. All of these are embedded in your CV. As well as even your publication to a certain level is also included in your CV. So all of those is what you need as an international student. Now the next item you need is what we call research proposal. Now, what's the work of research proposal? Now, research proposal is like a template for the research or for the advanced studies that you are looking towards pursuing in a particular university that you want to study in. Now, research proposal is like a two-way something. Now, in some courses, you may not need it. For instance, now, research proposal is mostly for people who intend to carry out a master's research or a PhD work. Now, you might ask, what is master's research? Now, in masters have two types. In international studies, masters of two types. There's what we call the thought masters. There's what we call the research masters. Now, the thought masters is a kind of masters in the sense that you do not carry out any research work, and it's usually for a period of 1 year. You go to school for a period of 1 year. You take classes. You write exams. Your grade is certified, and you are awarded a master's degree by that particular university. However, the case of the research masters is not like that. The research masters is a combination of coursework. You go to school, you are taught, you take lectures, you write exam, and also carry out additional research work. So you write thesis or dissertation depending on the university, but you carry out a research work before you are awarded a master's in that particular field of your study that you carry out that research on. Then after that, the next thing again, then on for PhD is a pure research work. PhD is usually a pure research work. So it's the reason why I'm saying that depending on the kind of masters that you want to carry out, that you need a research proposal or you will not need a research proposal. So coming down and breaking the research proposal, what's research proposal? Research proposal is like a template of how you intend to carry out, what's your topic of this research you want to carry out, the variables surrounding this research topic, why do you want to carry out research questions, hypotheses, and the rest of them. Those are the items that you actually that are actually involved in your in your research work as you are putting in your research proposal. So your research proposal is like it's like an intro. It's like an intro into the initial research that you want to carry out in that particular field of your study. For instance, I'm into sports medicine and physiotherapy. So if I want to carry out research now, my own kind of research will be different from somebody who is in who is a nurse. Let's just use that word because I think that's closer now. These two fields are kind of closer. From somebody who is a nurse, maybe who will be carrying out maybe research in psychiatric nursing or research in midwifery or research in community nursing or community medicine. So they are kind of our kind of research proposal will be different, although there might be some elements that will make them to be related on the basis that both of them are in the field of healthcare delivery. So but there will be difference. So that's for research proposal. Then the next thing you will also need as an international student is what we call motivational letter, statement of purpose, and let's just use the word statement of purpose. Now, what statement of purpose? Statement of purpose is also similar to this research proposal. However, the difference between the statement of purpose and this research proposal is that your statement of purpose it contains some your statement of purpose contains some kind of vital information which seems like a more of a personal information than the research proposal. So your research proposal is just direct to the point. This is the topic, this is why I'm interested. But your statement of purpose can actually give a kind of some kind of personal interest. Maybe you had this kind of experiences while growing up. This was how you were able to overcome it, and based on how you were able to overcome it, you are interested in carrying out a research in that line of study to further know more, or this is the reason why you want to advance your studies in this field. You want to know more about the things that you actually made you to overcome these particular challenges in time past. So that's the reason, that's the kind of things that are actually in a statement of purpose. Then before you further go forward to add what you want to study, why you want to study that particular course, how you intend to work, or how you intend to use that course that you are about to study, you're seeing how statement of purpose actually goes deeper now than research proposal. So you're actually going deep into telling the university or the scholarship agency that, listen, if you can sponsor my education and I graduate, this is how I intend to use what I will learn from this particular university or from this course. This is how I will use it to affect people's life in the future. I will use it to do this, I will use it to do that, I will transform. I will, okay, for my own case now, I can say that, okay, I want to open a physiotherapy center in my community or in my hometown, and be of a physiotherapy need to those who are unable to have access to it on the long run by the time I graduate from that particular uh, institution as a result of receiving this scholarship. So that's for that. Then the next is motivation letter. Now, motivational letter is a little bit related to statement of purpose. However, motivational letter is like a thing of more concentrated on the past than it is about the future. So, motivational letter is more of about you, about you, about you, about you, and how it concerns this education. So those are the list of documents that you actually need as an international student or as a scholarship applicant. Then the next thing that you also need as a scholarship applicant is that, what are the university requirements? Because some of the documents that you actually need as an international student are also the same documents that are actually needed by universities that you are intending to apply to. So one thing that you need to know is that if you have a publication, some university may actually request, or they will want to have know that you have an application, a publication rather. So that means if you've had a publication, you can add it or attach it to your CV. And in some cases, if you are asked to include your publication to your application, do not hesitate to do that. And even if you are not asked to add your publication to your CV, on your own side, while you are putting in any application to any international universities, do ensure to include your publication to your CV, or look for a way to add it alongside your application, so it gives you some level of credit to to these institutions. That's one thing that is there as an international applicant. So it makes them to say, oh, this person has some experience about this, he has some experience about that, so I think I should add him, I think I should do this, I think I should do that. So that's what you must do as an international student. So guys, without further ado, I think that's just a list of documents that you need as an international student. I said first item is your travel passport, after which is your degree certificate, then your transcript. After your degree certificate, your transcript, and I said your degree certificate and your transcript are like brothers and sisters. Then your CV is needed. I said you also need your CV is needed, your transcript is needed, then your letter of recommendation from previous professors from the university you graduated from, then test scores, English language proficiency test scores, if if your official language of your home country or the current country in which you graduated is not same as the country you are proceeding to carry out that particular advanced studies. Then I also proceeded to talking about you having a research proposal, having a statement of purpose, and motivational letter. Then the last but not the least is to have a dedicated email address. So why is it important that you should have a dedicated email address? Now, have it or take note of it that as you are applying for all these scholarships, they will reach out to you. And if they do reach out to you and the email you submitted is not the one that maybe you have access to or you do not check it regular, the chance that you might be replied with a good news and you will miss out from that good news is high. So instead of for you not to miss out from that good news, it's actually important that you actually have a dedicated email address that you use for anything that you do as regard your international, your schooling and your scholarship application. So guys, that's where we'll draw it to a close here for documents needed for international, as an international student and as a scholarship applicant. So bye, I'll talk to you in the next video. I remain Moses. Goodbye. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel if you're just coming to this channel for the first time. Like this video.